So today I'm going to bake a round fruitcake. The first thing we need to do in advance is obviously get our tin ready. Now today I'm going to use, this is a 9-inch round tin. The recipe that I'm going to do could be for a bigger tin, 10-inch basically, but I decided to go with the round tin. The cool thing at the moment is to have high cakes. You can see a lot of the stuff that's going on Instagram and online is to have a high cake. We would normally have an average cake around that size, but these high ones are coming into fashion. So I said, let's do a high fruit cake just to be different. So basically the recipe that I'm doing is for this 9-inch round, but it would certainly do a 10-inch, no problem. Okay, so you have to line a tin for fruit cakes, guys, because they bake very slowly. So lining the tin is important because you don't want the outside to burn and because you're going to cook it for a few hours in an oven. So lining inside and out. Brown paper outside, greaseproof paper inside. So double line it. I have a double line at the bottom, treble lined around the side, and also treble line kind of outside, tied with a cord. As simple as that. Okay. So that's very important to have your tin lined in advance. So I'll just put this aside for later. The next bit of preparation, and this is my secret trick. Okay, is that I always steep the fruit for the fruit cake overnight. That's the important thing, guys. That's what makes the cake different. We want your fruit cake to be moist. So what I do is I steep it overnight in some alcohol. It can be the alcohol of your choice. I did brandy last night. And what the brandy does, smells fantastic actually. What the brandy does, it swells the fruit, okay? It swells the fruit, makes it nice and soft and fluffy, but it tastes and smells great as well. I could eat a few of them now. Okay, so that's the trick. So in this bowl, I have a pound of currants, a pound of raisins, and a pound of sultanas, okay? So that's 1 pound in all terms, okay? That's 450 grams if you're following that kind of recipe. So I have steeped that overnight, put about, it's up to yourselves how much, but I put about, I suppose, half a glass of brandy into that, and it swells it up overnight, but that gives a lovely moist fruit cake. That's the most important trick in my book. Okay, the next thing to add to the fruit will be some cherries, okay? Now you buy these cherries obviously in any store, but I always do, I do wash them. Washing that syrup off them is important because if you keep all that syrup on, it makes them very heavy and they might just sink to the bottom of your fruit cake. So wash them out first, get the syrup off them, and then I halve them so they're going to be distributed nicely all around the fruit cake. So cut them in half like this, and then we add them to our fruit. Like so. Okay. And the next ingredient to add will be, just move that out of the way. The next ingredient to add will be some mixed peel. Again, no preparation needed. It comes chopped, and we're going to add that into the fruit as well. Okay, going to mix it up a little. So we mix that up. So again, everything is distributed evenly all around your fruit cake. You don't want bits of areas where it's full of cherries. And again, it'll mix up as we mix it through the mixture, but give it a nice stir up. Trying to distribute everything. Next thing I'm going to add is an apple, okay? It's a large apple, so a half apple will do, okay? This apple is also another good trick because what apple does to a fruit cake, it adds moisture into it, okay? You don't want your fruit cake to be too dry. You want a nice balance, and an apple is always good for that. You don't want big chunks of apple because you want it to be distributed nicely to create moisture all over the cake. So, I'm going to add my chopped apple into the fruit, okay, and again we'll stir that up. So again, it's going to be distributed well all around the cake. Now, so a mixture of everything in there. So you have your peel, your cherries, and your three fruits. Three fruits being your sultanas, raisins, and currants. So the recipe for this can be got online on Kerry Mental Health Association on their website. So if anybody wants to follow that, it'll be up there in the lead up to Christmas. So you don't have to keep track of it while I'm doing it today. Okay, so we can put this aside. This fruit is ready to be added to the mixture, the wet mixture, when we've it all put together, ready to go, smelling nicely, nice bit of colour in it, nice little bit of mix. So we'd put this aside for later. So, of course, the next best thing to do would be to heat up your oven. You don't want it to go into a cold oven. You do want it to be nice and warm. It won't be high oven. I put the fruitcake in at 140 for a start, okay? So I'm going to just turn on the oven now to 140, so it'll be ready and warm and ready to go when we're ready to put in the cake. So just move these aside. And we're going to continue now, guys, with the wet ingredients. Okay, so going to start with the butter, obviously. Okay, so room temperature, so important. People forget that, and last minute they pull their margarine or their butter out of the fridge. Not good, because it takes a while for butter to get nice and soft, and especially in a mixture like this, you want it to integrate with all the ingredients, with the sugar, with the flour, with the eggs. So room temperature is perfect. Okay, nice and soft, and we're going to get that mixing up here. So we're going to let that mix for a while to get it nice and soft and textured. So nice and soft inside. Next ingredient I'm going to add is 1 pound of sugar. Now, you can use normal caster sugar. I like to use dark brown sugar, okay? Adds a lovely richness to cake, nice colouring, and just much more richer, because you do want that Christmas fruitcake to be rich, okay? You can have light fruitcake. What I do is a nice rich one, and so it's the brown sugar is another key ingredient to get it to nice rich mixtures. Popping in the nice rich brown sugar, in with the butter, and as we're at that, we'll add the pinch of salt, okay? It's important to let the sugar and butter integrate into the mixture well before we add any other ingredients. So it's important to give that a good mix. The brown sugar and the butter nicely mixed together is important, so it integrates as a nice little mixture. So give that maybe 2 or 3 minutes, you know what I mean, to make sure that it's also mixed very well, yeah? So before I add, I'm just going to scrape down the bowl. Always good to scrape it down, guys, because you don't want to just be butter on the outside and nothing else. Important that it's mixed well. So stirring up with your spatula like that now and then will ensure that the sides are clear and it's mixed right through. So, very important, our spices. Okay, I'm adding 3 today, okay? About a teaspoon of each. Cinnamon, lovely Christmas flavour. To the mixture, going to add some nutmeg. And then my mixed spice, mixture of all spices together, going to put a nice heaped teaspoon of that. Okay, they're your spices. So as I said, it's nutmeg, cinnamon, and allspice. 3 nice spices. With that dry mixture, I'm going to add some juice. Okay, so I'm going to add the rind and juice of 1 orange and 1 lemon. So obviously be careful doing this, guys. You don't want to add in a bit of knuckle, bit of finger turning into the cake. Just be careful, stay well away from it, okay? But all these machines are very nifty now, getting as much rind as we can. I'm doing it in nice and small pieces because you don't want to find long chunks of rind. If I did another side to this, you get long strips. You don't want to find it in your cake. So just nice small pieces. So scrape that down. Okay, I'm going to half my orange and half my lemon to get some juice out of them. It's called fruit cake, so plenty of fruit going into it, guys. Plenty of your 5 a day. I'm going to scrape in the rind of the lemon and the orange. The mixture. And again, as I say, all the ingredients, guys, are on the website, Kerry Mental Health Association. And then once it's all squeezed, pour this juice into the mixture. Now, so I have my spices, I have my rind of the orange, rind of the lemon, the juice of the orange, juice of the lemon, and as I'm mixing that, I'm going to add some ground almonds. Okay, ground almonds, nice ingredient in the cake. We'll add some chopped almonds as well later on, but ground almonds goes in as the juice is in. It's a nice time to mix it in, so it'll integrate with the juice of the orange and lemon, and we'll mix all that together for another spell. So make sure it's all integrated. I'll just give it a scrape down again to ensure that it's all getting mixed up nicely around the sides. As I say, very important. As you can see, it's a nice brown colour, which normally you wouldn't see in some fruit cakes, but that's, again, that's the dark brown sugar. Okay, so these are the final ingredients now that are going into the wet mixture, and these are my eggs and flour, okay? So I'm using 10 eggs, and I'm using 18 ounces of plain flour, okay? Good flour. Good ingredients is also very important, guys. I know you can pick up lots of stuff around all the different variety of stores that we have nowadays, but getting good flour is important. Getting good eggs, important as well, because they're the core of the mixture here, guys. You know, the right flour, the right eggs, you're there. You know what I mean? You're going to get a nice quality cake. So we gradually add these in, guys. Maybe one egg at a time, add a bit of flour, one egg at a time, add a bit of flour. You don't want to throw them all in together. So I'll do this very gradual. Obviously, be careful as you're breaking your eggs. So one egg at a time, guys, very important, as I say. This is getting exciting. We're nearly coming to the end, guys, so bear with us. So yeah, that's mixed through. I'm going to just keep adding my eggs and adding my flour. I won't have to stop. Okay, just once it's fairly gradual. And again, watch out that you're not getting any of the shell inside. If you do, it's easy, just rescue it. If you see it going in, adding my plain flour, letting that mix through, turn it up a little. Going to get a nice mixture. Tidy away a little bit as well. So now my mixture is mixed, and as you can see, that took us maybe around 15 minutes. People panic when they think about baking at home and they think it's going to take too much time. It actually doesn't. And the secret is what I suppose I said at the start, have everything ready in advance. And it's there in front of you. You're not searching presses. It's going back and forth to presses and going back and forth to the sink and getting a knife. Have everything laid out. Go for it. That's 15 minutes and we're nearly there already, guys, and you would have a rich fruitcake done. Okay, so key is preparation. Coming up to Christmas, guys, a lot of things done. Takes the stress out of it. Prepare for your cake. Prepare for Christmas. Do the cake well in advance. 3 weeks, 4 weeks out. You have that put aside. Tick it off your list. Go on to the shopping. So let me get our fruit ingredients that we prepared earlier on, and we're going to blend them all together. Wet ingredients into this. Okay, so let's take this out and scrape it down. Okay, so, and here we go. In we go. The whole lot in. And there would be a time, guys, when this bowl wouldn't go into the sink, but it would be passed around, okay, to the children of the house, because that's the bit we loved growing up. Okay, so now I'm going to stir it all together, okay? And of course, there is all different kinds of traditions when it comes to Christmas. There is one tradition that says you make a wish as you're stirring it for its final stage, okay? So make your wish if you want. I'm just going to stir it in now, okay, and blend all the ingredients together. And this is where you really see that beautiful fruit cake. Lovely soft fruit, guys, coming together. So we've had, as you see, we've had all the fruit. We've had the peel, the lemon, the orange. We've had the juices. We've had the almonds. And just at this point, I'm also going to add in some more almonds, guys, okay? I keep it simple with the almond nuts, okay? And again, add a bit of texture to it, okay? As much as you want. A lot of people don't like nuts, so I tend not to put too many nuts into it. I've put in 4 ounces of chopped almonds there. You can buy these almonds chopped, which is great nowadays, or you can buy the whole almonds and chop them if you have the time. But nowadays, it's nice to get the convenience of having them already chopped. So I'm going to give this a good stir. We still have to add one final secret ingredient. We're going to add more of the brandy, guys, I'm afraid. Yeah. Or again, you know what works lovely with fruitcake is rum. Rum is very nice with fruitcake. When I used to do wedding cakes, it was always rum I steeped my fruit in. Like to keep it brandy for Christmas, but feel free, guys. Brandy, rum, most of those kind of things, and whiskey if you want. All the cherries seem to be mixed up. Going to add some drink. Okay, so again, as much or as little as you like, about half a cup there, okay. And we pour a little over it when it comes out, just to keep it moist. And often people do, guys, is that in a build up to Christmas, they could pour it in as it's sitting there for a week or two. Pour a little drink into it, giving it that extra flavour. Okay, so the final thing, guys, into the bowl it goes. So just be careful that do around the sides first, so it's going to settle against the paper and keep its shape. So I'm going to go around the bottom, as you can see. making sure it's resting on the grease-proof paper the whole way around the bottom. Spread it out, but just make sure that there's paper underneath. And there, all ready for the oven. And now it's time to put the icing on the cake, guys. So, yeah, people shy away from the decorating thing, thinking they can't do it. You can do as much as you want. You can take the basic approach, which would be put your marzipan on top of the circle, put your icing and stick it up in little peaks. Works beautifully. You can buy loads of little filled-out decorations, Merry Christmases and stuff like that, just to put on it. So there's nothing daunting. Make a circle, because I'm going to just put this all on in one go, laying it over the top and letting it fall down the sides. And so making it as a circle first makes it quite easy then to keep the shape that you want on the cake, and you keep rolling till you get the thickness that you want. Lovely, that seems to fit nicely. You could go to the trouble of measuring, but sometimes the eye can do it. And press it down onto your cake. You can move it around, and that takes the surplus off the end like that, and cuts it as we're spinning. The smoother you have it, the better for the layer that's going on. It will be smoother then again, but if this was very rough underneath, it would kind of bulge the main coating, and you don't want that either. So let's keep going around. And then we place it on top. Okay, get my cake ready. Here we go again. Let's hope it falls nicely. I think so. Good. And just let it ease down, okay? Just that pipe and a basic design. You see? And really people again shy away from all this, but it's just practice, it's just the pattern. And guys, I think we're nearly done. I think we just keep it quite and simple like that. There's your finished product. And as I say, you can make this as complicated or as easy as you want. But don't be afraid of it, guys. Prepare for Christmas. There's your cake, guys. And from me, Oliver, happy Christmas to you all.